Picture this. You've just brought home a German Shepherd. The kind of dog that doesn't just walk into a room, it takes ownership of it. That noble, sharp-eyed, almost military stance. That quiet, assessing gaze that makes strangers second-guess whether they should even come closer. For the first week, you are convinced this is the best decision you've ever made. You tell your friends, "I don't know how I ever lived without him." You post photos online, you gush about how smart he is, you even start talking about forever adventures together. But somewhere in those early days, between the walks, the play sessions, and the intense training videos you've been binge-watching, you notice something. The dog that made you feel like the most capable owner in the world is also making you question your sanity. And here's the truth most owners won't admit. Not to their friends, not to their family, and definitely not online. Owning a German Shepherd can be one of the most exhausting, frustrating, and overwhelming commitments you'll ever make. It starts with the energy. You've read that they need exercise, sure, but reading it and living it are two different universes. This isn't a 2 walks a day and we're good dog. This is a we've hiked 6 miles, played fetch for an hour, done obedience drills, and he's still pacing the living room looking for something else to do, dog. Miss one training session and your shepherd will store that in his mental notebook under ways to test you later. They remember, always. They remember every command you didn't enforce, every boundary you accidentally let slide. They are like living, breathing surveillance systems for your own consistency. And speaking of surveillance, the guarding instinct is both their gift and your challenge. It's amazing to know your dog will protect you at all costs, but that instinct doesn't clock out at 5 p.m. It's 24/7. You will be watched while you cook, while you fold laundry, while you try to sneak a snack at midnight. They will alert you to every rustle, every shadow, every neighbor's cat that dares step into the yard. Forget privacy. You now live with a furry intelligence agent who considers every unexpected sound a potential threat. The trouble comes when all that energy and intelligence isn't channeled into the right outlets. A bored shepherd isn't just a lazy shepherd. They become a creative problem solver in all the worst ways. Suddenly, the backyard you thought was secure has an escape route. The couch you thought was safe has a bite mark shaped suspiciously like Germany. And here's the part that can make you question yourself. They don't do it out of spite. They do it because they're wired to work, to solve, to engage. If you're not giving them the job, they'll create one themselves. That's when the regret starts to creep in. Not the kind that makes you want to give them up, but the kind that makes you wonder if you're enough for them. And here's where I see so many owners make things harder than they have to be. They try to do it without the right tools. I've linked my personal German Shepherd essentials in the description. The same gear I trust every day. A tactical harness that keeps you in control without choking them. Because when they hit the end of that leash, you'll be glad you have something built for their strength. An e-collar with remote for precision training, because their brains process faster than your mouth can give commands. Joint support shoes, because with how much they move, their hips will thank you later in life. And a puzzle toy that can actually buy you 15 minutes of peace without feeling guilty. These things have saved me countless headaches and more than a few pieces of furniture, and they'll do the same for you. The bigger challenge, though, isn't the gear, it's the mindset. If you think a German Shepherd will just blend seamlessly into your life with minimal adjustments, you're in for a reality check. This is not a couch accessory. This is a working dog living in a civilian home. And if you're not the captain of that ship, they will be. And believe me, their rules will not always match yours. Imagine walking into your own kitchen and realizing your shepherd has instituted a no strangers allowed policy that includes your mother-in-law. Imagine finding out the delivery driver has now been promoted to public enemy number 1. And yet, in the very next moment, they will lie down next to your child and guard them as if the rest of the world doesn't exist. That's the emotional whiplash of living with this breed. One moment they're frustrating you to the point of tears. The next they're showing you a level of devotion that makes you forget every aggravation. Here's the thing about trying to out-stubborn a German Shepherd. You won't win. I don't care how disciplined you are. You could be a Navy SEAL, and they will still find a way to wear you down. They are masters of the long game, and they will test boundaries just to see if you still mean them. This is where most owners slip. They get tired, they slack off on training just for today, and the shepherd immediately steps into the leadership role. Not because they're trying to dominate you in the way people sometimes imagine, but because they're wired to take charge when no one else is. That's why you have to train as if it's your full-time job. Because for them, it is. And you're either the boss or you're the assistant. It's not just the physical work that gets to people. It's the emotional weight. These dogs don't just live with you, they live through you. When you're stressed, they carry it. When you're sad, they feel it. When you're happy, they light up with you. You can't hide who you are from them, and in some ways that's beautiful, but it's also draining. You'll have days when you wish they couldn't read you so easily, and yet you'll also have moments when that deep connection is exactly what you need. When they put their head in your lap and somehow make the world feel a little less heavy. Over time, you'll notice they test you in subtle ways. That gentle lean against your leg. Sometimes it's affection. Sometimes it's them nudging you to move exactly where they want you to go. They understand body language better than most people do, and they will use it on you. You'll also notice they create routines for you. You might think you're the one setting the schedule, but pay attention. They've trained you just as much as you've trained them. The truth most owners never say out loud is that sometimes they feel trapped. Trapped by the responsibility. Trapped by the fact that this dog will always need them to be on. And then, in the same breath, they feel honored. Because they realize this dog would never walk away from them, no matter how tired, busy, or flawed they are. That kind of loyalty is rare, and it comes with a price. The price of showing up every single day. So why keep one? Because for all the chaos, the German Shepherd gives you something almost no other breed can. Unwavering loyalty paired with a mind that's sharp enough to match your own. They don't just obey. They think, they anticipate, they understand. They don't just share your home, they share your purpose. And yes, there will be regret. Real regret. The kind that makes you lie awake at night wondering if you're doing right by them. But that regret doesn't make you quit. It makes you want to rise to meet them. To be stronger, more patient, more consistent. And in the end, when they're lying at your feet, looking up at you with that steady, trusting gaze, you'll know it was worth it. Every early morning run, every chewed shoe, every battle of wills. If you want to give your shepherd the life they deserve and save yourself a lot of frustration, check the links in the description. The tactical harness, the e-collar, the joint chews, and the puzzle toy aren't luxuries. They're the foundation for keeping your sanity and your bond intact. Use them, train with them, and you'll understand why I never go a day without them. And if you've already got a shepherd, share your best "they outsmarted me" story in the comments. I might just feature it in a future video. But if you're watching this thinking, I can handle it, remember this. It's not about whether you think you can handle a German Shepherd. It's about whether they decide you can.